Never did I envision my step-grandson would take such a turn. The next events left me stunned, a genuine tale of betrayal. It's a tale I never imagined I would share, yet here I stand, summoned by a surge of bravery to unveil the most clandestine, taboo, and intricate night of my existence. That day, the day everything changed. I believed it would merely be about avoiding solitude on my 64th birthday. Yet there was a deeper significance to Edward's wish to keep me company. The tension that lingered between us, those unspoken emotions, and all that we had buried deep within for years could never be overlooked. And on that day was when everything reached its climax. Allow me to weave the tale from its very inception. In the tale of Jonathan, there existed a young man named Edward who held the title of stepson. At the age of 28, he stands tall with confidence and determination, a presence that could easily draw me in from the very first moment. In the year when Jonathan departed, he would come by frequently, sometimes spending days with me. Yet, 2 years ago, he vanished without a trace, leaving no word behind. In his absence, the moments we shared remained etched in the hidden recesses of my mind. I endeavored to cast him from my mind, to sweep those memories aside, yet they lingered stubbornly. And then that fateful day arrived. He stood at my threshold. He claimed he needed to search for some documents in the garage. Yet I sensed right away that his visit held a deeper purpose. Edward's gaze remained unchanged, a familiar look that unearthed all the emotions I had carefully hidden away, catching me completely off guard. As he flashed a smile my way, papers clutched in his hand, it dawned on me that this visit held deeper significance, and indeed, I was correct in my intuition. The gramophone he had set in the garage, the very one I had longed for even during Jonathan's days, stood there with my cherished record resting upon it. The papers were merely a pretext. This was truly all about me. The instant my eyes fell upon that gramophone, an overwhelming surge of emotion coursed through me, as if my heart were ready to leap from my chest. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Edward slipped away, his words lingering unspoken in the air. Yet, as twilight embraced the world, he returned, a cake held aloft like a token of his thoughts. That well-known smile lingered, yet it now carried a profound essence beneath its surface. "I didn't want you to spend your 64th birthday alone, Bella," he said, and in that moment, I understood that this was about far more than just a birthday celebration. Edward was on the brink of unveiling a night that transcended my wildest dreams. On that fateful night, everything transformed, and now I shall share every intricate detail with you. As I swung the door open, the sight of Edward standing there caught me completely off guard. This was not merely a casual visit. I sensed it immediately. He cradled a delicate cake, his sharp suit adding an air of elegance to the moment. The smile that graced his face held a unique quality, brimming with deeper significance and a heightened intensity. Edward, now 28, possessed a unique blend of maturity and youthful energy, rendering him irresistibly captivating. "Happy birthday, Bella," he said, his voice radiating warmth that seemed to embrace the entire doorway. His words caught me off guard and awakened a feeling within me that I couldn't quite put into words. He had recalled the day of my birth. For the first time, a presence had arrived to honor the occasion with such thoughtfulness. "I didn't want you to celebrate 64 in solitude," he added, his captivating smile widening. "This evening promises to be extraordinary. If this tale speaks to your heart, come along on this journey, subscribe, and activate notifications to hear more enchanting narratives. Believe me, this will unfold into one of the most exhilarating tales you've ever encountered." Words danced on the tip of my tongue, yet they remained trapped, unable to escape my throat. Edward set the cake upon the coffee table, then moved in closer to me. "But Bella," he said, his gaze sweeping over me with a tender curiosity, "this evening holds the promise of something truly extraordinary. Let us honor this moment in a manner that truly befits you. Come, adorn yourself in a lovely dress, and together, let us craft an unforgettable evening." Initially, I considered turning him down, but the softness of his gaze, combined with a quiet determination, rendered refusal unthinkable. I gave a subtle nod and made my way upstairs. As I ascended the stairs, an unusual thrill surged within me. As I swung open the doors of my wardrobe, My gaze fell upon the black dress, a forgotten relic from years past. I glided my fingers across the fabric, then made my way to the mirror. Before donning the dress, I shed my t-shirt, standing exposed before my reflection. My skin retained its firmness and youthful glow. I ran my hands along my waist, leaning forward just a bit, and examined my shoulders with a keen eye. How utterly enchanting, I whispered softly to myself. At 64 years of age, I felt as though I had somehow outwitted the relentless march of time. With a smile gracing my lips, I slipped into the dress, savoring the feeling of being truly special in that moment. As I made my way down the stairs, a hauntingly familiar melody drifted from the living room, wrapping around my senses. Ah, it was the melody that danced in my heart, the one that resonated with my very soul. With each step, I felt time stretch, my heart pounding like a drum in the silence of the moment. How did Edward come to know? I had kept it to myself, never sharing it with him. With a swirl of curiosity and uncertainty, I ventured into the living room. In the heart of the room, Edward had positioned the gramophone with intention, selecting the perfect record to fill the air with its melodies. Upon catching sight of me, his eyes sparkled with delight. The look of admiration on his face conveyed a wealth of unspoken words, rich with meaning and depth. What led you to that conclusion? I inquired, my astonishment evident. Edward smiled gently, his eyes steady and unwavering. I heard you, Bella, he said. Perhaps you believed you were the sole observer of my words, yet in reality, it was I who was attuned to your voice. Each nuance you spoke of, every fervor you revealed, remains etched in my memory. His words wrapped around me like a cozy blanket, igniting a gentle glow within. It had been an eternity since I experienced the profound sensation of being genuinely acknowledged, of having my voice resonate in the hearts of others. Edward drew nearer, his hand reaching out toward me. Allow this evening to revolve entirely round you, Bella. My purpose is to ensure you feel truly cherished. As the melody enveloped the room, I couldn't ignore the profound intensity and resolve reflected in his gaze. We gathered around, and the words began to flow, but this was no ordinary exchange. It was woven with all the feelings and emotions we had kept hidden for so long. The connection between us deepened with each fleeting moment. Edward's voice resonated through the air, rich and brimming with feeling. Are you aware of the reasons I stayed away, Bella? His question took me by surprise, and my eyes met his emerald gaze, searching for clues about where this was leading. He took a brief moment, as though weighing his words with great care. I've always been drawn to you, he finally confessed, his voice a gentle whisper that resonated throughout the room. I witnessed the yearning, the fervor, the thrill that burned within you. I always perceived it, yet the emotions it stirred within me filled me with fear. Bella, I was aware. It was unbearable to be in your presence. My heart yearned to race towards you, yet my thoughts whispered that it was forbidden. His words wrapped around me like a comforting blanket, yet they stirred a tempest of uncertainty within. My heart raced with fervor, yet I understood the importance of maintaining my composure. With a calm inhale, I fixed my gaze upon him. Edward, you really shouldn't say that, I replied. Yet the quiver in my voice revealed the turmoil within me. I know I shouldn't, he murmured, his gaze dropping just a touch. But then he lifted his gaze to meet mine once more, and the fervor in his eyes anchored me to the spot. Yet I find myself unable to contain it any longer. Bella, for 2 long years, your presence has lingered in my thoughts, refusing to fade away. Your gaze, your grin, every little thing about you lingers in my mind like a captivating tale that refuses to fade away. In every corner I turned, your presence lingered. My heart held onto the memories, refusing to let them fade away. The sincerity in his admission both surprised and profoundly thrilled me. My hands were clasped tightly in my lap, and I became aware of their trembling. Edward, this isn't right, I said, though I couldn't ignore the undeniable allure that drew me closer to him. The bond, in the space that lies between us, something feels amiss. Edward leaned in a bit more, bending his knees as he sat, tilting toward me with an air of intrigue. His gaze was imbued with an unwavering resolve. Whether it be right or wrong, he spoke with a voice that was both soft and firm. I cannot deny what stirs within me, and neither can you, Bella. Your gaze reveals all that lies within. The bond we share is undeniably genuine. For a fleeting moment, I found myself quiet, for he held the truth. This tension between us had always existed, a connection that had been brushed aside for years. Emotions I was reluctant to face, yet they had intensified, drawing me in deeper and deeper. In his gaze and his words, everything reverberated back to me. "Thank you for staying by my side that day," I finally said, my voice thick with feeling. "Yet, Edward, this is perilous. As we venture onward, the path ahead will bind us, leaving no room for retreat." Edward gently extended his hand, his fingers softly resting over mine. His touch broke through every wall of reason I had constructed. "I have no desire to retreat, Bella," he declared. "In this very moment, I yearn to share my heart with you, to express the depth of my feelings, and to reveal just how extraordinary you are to me." Tears gathered in my eyes, yet these emotions did not shatter me. Instead, they liberated something profound within. His words flowed like a long-buried secret, finally released from the confines of his heart, revealing a fervor he had guarded for far too long. "As I gaze upon you," he went on, his voice a gentle whisper yet filled with fervor, "I perceive more than mere beauty. In the tapestry of existence, I witness a vibrant thread of strength, a fierce flame of passion, and an exuberant joy that dances through life. In your eyes, I see the spark of youth, a vibrant spirit that defies the passage of time. Though the years may say 64, to me, you remain the most enchanting woman, forever young at heart, and those emotions, they will remain constant through time." His words pierced the final veil of my defiance. With a deep breath, I turned my gaze toward him. "Edward," I said, my voice quivering yet drawing closer to him, "you perceive me in a manner I haven't experienced in ages, and I cannot refute that." The stillness that lingered was profound, yet it conveyed all that needed to be expressed. We exchanged glances, and in that stillness, every hidden truth came to light. The magnetic attraction that bound us was now impossible to ignore, an unbreakable force. As Edward's lips finally brushed against mine, a torrent of suppressed emotions surged forth, breaking free from their confines. His kiss ignited a fire within me, compelling me to face the emotions I had buried deep for so long. Yet, the sheer intensity of it filled me with a sense of trepidation. The rational side of me continued to battle, insisting that I shouldn't relent. In an instant, I drew back, inhaling deeply. "Edward," I murmured, my voice quivering with emotion. Uncertainty lingered in my mind, leaving me at a loss for words. Enveloped in his gaze, I sensed my grip beginning to wane. My heart raced as I took a step back, yearning to create distance between us. In silence, I swiftly made my way to my bedroom. As I closed the door softly, I pivoted to meet the gaze of my reflection in the mirror. My cheeks glowed with warmth, and my eyes sparkled with a mix of thrill and bewilderment. My hands quivered ever so slightly. "What am I weaving into the fabric of my day?" I softly murmured to myself. Yet, beneath the surface, there existed a voice that refused to be muted, a voice propelled by an insatiable yearning. As I gazed into the mirror, I examined the delicate lines that traced my face, subtle whispers of time's passage. But then my gaze wandered down to my body, still firm and youthful. "I still possess it," I whispered, a faint, conflicted smile dancing upon my lips. Yet, in a curious twist, that realization only tangled the threads of the situation further. At that moment, the gentle creak of the door reached my ears. As I pivoted, Edward's unwavering gaze met mine, his presence commanding the room as he crossed the threshold. His gaze remained fixed on me as he gently closed the door behind him and stepped closer. "Bella," he intoned, his voice a whisper yet filled with determination, "I won't allow you to escape." My gaze met his, yet words eluded me. Edward drew nearer, and once more, his lips met mine in a tender embrace. This kiss wove a tapestry of emotions, drawing me deeper into a realm where I felt utterly lost and yet strangely alive. One by one, my defenses began to fall apart. Unable to restrain myself any longer, my hands instinctively found their way to his shoulders. Edward encircled my waist with his arms, drawing me closer, even nearer. His warmth wrapped around me like a cozy blanket, and I felt my breath quicken in response. His kisses danced from my lips to my neck, and then glided down to my shoulders. My body, with an eager anticipation, reacted to his every touch. Yet, the fervor of this illicit longing utterly engulfed me. I took a step back, not in haste, but to pause and gather my breath. With a gentle motion, I extended my hand toward the straps of my dress, carefully easing them off upon the shoulders. The fabric drifted down, settling softly at my feet like a whisper in the stillness. As I caught a fleeting glimpse of my reflection in the mirror, a wave of courage surged within me, igniting a spark of determination. "Edward," I murmured, my voice scarcely rising above a whisper, "I am yielding myself to you." Those words ignited a spark in his eyes, a flame that demanded attention. Edward started to unbutton his shirt, his fingers dancing swiftly, a hint of impatience in their movement. As he casually shrugged it off, his strong, athletic form came into view, and my heart began to race even faster while I observed him take a step closer. Every fiber of my being was drawn to him. Edward's hands found their way to my waist once more, leading me softly toward the bed. As I reclined, he settled beside me, his essence enveloping every corner of my being. His kisses began at my neck, gradually traveling down to my shoulders. As he delved into every facet of my being with each gentle caress, he stirred feelings and desires that had long been hidden away within me. This moment marked the dawn of a night beyond my wildest dreams, and I felt an undeniable certainty that everything would change from that point forward. Everything unfolded at a dizzying pace, and my heart raced as if it might leap from my chest. I gazed at Edward, my confusion mingling with the profound longing that stirred within me. "Never could I have imagined such a moment," I exclaimed, my breath caught in my throat. "Yet at this very instant, more than anything else, this is what I desire. My heart is brimming with excitement and longing." Edward tilted his head slightly, a gentle yet resolute smile blossoming on his lips. "Bella," he said, his voice smooth and resonant, wrapping around me like a warm embrace, anchoring me in the moment. We both yearned for this, yet each time we found ourselves fleeing from it. "Not this evening. This evening, we shall remain right where we are." In that instant, Edward's words pierced through the final remnants of my defenses. I had relinquished all concern for the destination of this night. I stood on the brink, eager to immerse myself in the experience unfolding before me. A vast force welled up inside me, so overwhelming that I had to shut my eyes, clutching the blanket with one hand and gripping the edge of the bedside table with the other. The intensity enveloped me, leaving me breathless. My eyes closed for 2 or 3 minutes as I sought to concentrate solely on the sensations coursing through me. As I slowly opened my eyes and gazed up at the ceiling, I found Edward leaning over me. His hair was tousled, and a gentle sheen of sweat adorned his forehead. Just as I was contemplating the perfection of the moment, Edward extended his hand and gently placed it over mine on the bed. Everything unfolded like a dream, surreal yet strikingly vivid. As my eyes met the reflection in the mirror, capturing the essence of both of us in that moment, I felt an overwhelming urge to let go. My legs tightened with an intensity that threatened to sweep me away into darkness. It was a longing and fervor unlike anything I had ever felt, leaving me completely astonished by my own responses. And then there was Edward, so captivating that I could scarcely fathom his existence. His cheeks glowed with warmth, and he was showering me with praises. My voice quivered softly as I breathed out, "Edward, you are remarkable, without a doubt. I long for this night to stretch on forever." The thrill in his eyes was unmistakably intensifying. With my other hand, I reached out and placed it over his chest, sensing the quick rhythm of his heart. "I've always longed for you," I confessed, hardly able to grasp the truth of my own words. "It's hard to fathom that this is unfolding before my eyes." I closed my eyes once more, yielding to the warmth that enveloped me. In that precise instant, a profound heat coursed through my entire being. Edward, his breath ragged and unsteady, fell beside me. With a resolute look etched upon his features, Edward sat upright and extended his hand toward his phone. With a glance in my direction, he deftly unlocked the screen using his fingers. "Bella, I have something to share with you," he said. As he directed the phone my way, my eyes grew wide with surprise. There it was, an enchanting image of a cottage by the lake, a small, cozy haven. radiating peace, a perfect embodiment of the dream I had always held close to my heart. "I want to take you here," he said, his voice a blend of earnestness and longing. "In a distant corner of this house, it's just the two of us, away from the rest of the world. As dawn breaks tomorrow, we shall venture to this enchanting place, and upon our arrival, I will invite you to don an outfit I've carefully selected just for you. For tonight, I beheld the woman of my dreams. That woman is you, Bella. From the very beginning, it has always been you." His words unleashed a tempest within me, and my heart started to race wildly. As I gazed upon him, I found myself utterly speechless. This wasn't merely a fleeting tale. It was an entrance to a realm of endless possibilities. And though the mysteries beyond that door were unknown to me, for the first time, I felt a sense of courage, for I was not crossing the threshold alone. The journey has just begun, and there are many tales yet to unfold. As you journey through these words, it's clear that this tale has resonated with you on a profound level. There's a wealth of tales waiting to be unveiled, and you'll want to catch every last nuance. Be sure to tap that follow button, activate notifications, and share your thoughts about this tale in the comments. I eagerly await your reflections, so let's engage in conversation in the comments below. Your support is truly invaluable to me.